Hello, viewers of The Pioneer. How are you doing? I hope you are healthy and well. Every day we bring the crisis related to the Russian army. Although it has been voiced so much, the Russian world leadership and the Russian administration have still not been able to find solution to these problems. Today's topic is again about the alcohol crisis of the Russian soldiers. We have shared with you many times before in our reports. There is an intense alcohol addiction problem in the Russian army. We have also mentioned that the reasons for this quite usual. If you remember, in the reports we published in early autumn, we claimed that reports on the alcohol problem in the Russian army would increase with the arrival of the winter season. The Pioneer team was right once again. The latest reports showed that the problems with drunken soldiers have re-emerged. Moreover, this time Russian citizens were also involved in the incident, because the incident in question took place within the borders of the Russian Federation. So what is the latest situation regarding the alcohol problem in the Russian army? Let's take a look at the developments together. As the Pioneer team, we continue to share our reports on the Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily map reports and report on the agenda. I also read all your comments on our videos. Please continue to express your opinions about our content. Thank you for your nice comments. Let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer report. Russian sources recently shared a very striking claim with the public. It is very important for the Russian sources to share this data because usually Russian sources tend to hide the problems in the Russian army. However, they seem to have realized that not solving the problems related to the Russian soldiers serving in the Russian Armed Forces will create more problems. Therefore, we have doubted that they shared these reports, thinking that these reports will be taken into account by the Russian administration. We leave it to you to comment on whether the Russian administration will pay attention to these reports. Let's turn to our main topic. We know that you remember that the Rostov region quite closely, both the fact that it is a place where the coup attempts to the Wagner group started and the drone attack carried out by the Ukrainian forces against this region in recent days make us remember the region. However, this time the issue is about the Russian soldiers in the region. According to the allegations, Russian soldiers known as Mobiks have recently left the front line and were sent to this region to rest. As we have stated many times before, the Russian soldiers have increased their alcohol consumptions due to the conditions of the front line and cold weather conditions. Recently, developments related to this problem have emerged in the Rostov region. According to the allegations, Mobiks who drank alcohol and got drunk committed many offenses in the Rostov region. Again, Mobiks in the Rostov region were allegedly involved in many crimes, including looting. Therefore, local residents of Rostov region started to take their own measures against the Mobiks. Mobiks who left the front line and came to the rest in Rostov region were allegedly staying in local hotels. However, according to the latest reports, the accommodation of the Mobiks in hotels were terminated. The reason for this was the problems caused by the Mobiks in the Rostov region due to the alcohol addiction. According to the allegations, one of the owners of hotels was one of the deputy governors of Rostov region. We see that the consequences of alcohol addiction in the Russian army are becoming quite severe. In addition, the Russian sources who shared this report with the public make the following statements about the subject. I will wait until 400,000 Mobiks start returning to Russia. It will be a sight to behold. It will be an even worse sight than when they were withdrawing from Afghanistan. It is astonishing that they still haven't taken any measures. The Russian source also makes it clear that the return of the Russian army soldiers to Russia will cause major problems. Under these circumstances, it shows that the Russian Federation will face major problems in the coming days. Even during the end of the war, solving the problems of the Russian soldiers may perhaps help to eliminate the problems in the Russian army. However, is there a capacity in the Russian administration and the Russian war leadership to solve these problems? So far, we have not encountered any data showing this. On the other hand, the struggle continues on the front line. One of the regions where the calm was broken in the past days was the Tokmak region located in the vicinity of the Zaporizhia front line. As you know, this is one of the important logistic centers of the Russian Armed Forces. At many points on the front line, most of the needs of the Russian soldiers are met from this point. Therefore, this region has a critical importance for the Russian army. The Ukrainian Armed Forces are also aware of this. Therefore, we often saw that the Ukrainian Armed Forces carrying out attacks here. However, we can say that these attacks have not taken place in the recent month. The reason for this may be probably related to the new developments and the new positions due to the Ukrainian army's defense positions. However, in recent days, the Ukrainian Armed Forces broke the silence in the region by carrying out an attack targeting the city of Tokmak again. According to allegations, missiles belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces were launched in the morning. As we mentioned, the Russian army has many strategic positions in the Tokmak region. According to the information we obtained from local sources, one of the missiles launched by the Ukrainian army hit an ammunition depot in the region. However, as we mentioned, this information is still an allegation. In the social media posts of local residents in the region, it is seen that the explosion was felt and heard in a very large area. Therefore, from this point of view, we can say that the possibility that an ammunition depot belonging to the Russian army was hit is quite high. Some sources claim that in addition to an ammunition depot, a petrol depot was also hit and a large fire occurred in the region. Every attack by the Ukrainian Armed Forces on the Tokmak region is of a critical importance. The continuation of these attacks could provide a great opportunity to remove Russian pressure on the Ukrainian positions. Of course, the continuation of these attacks also depends on the continuation of support for the Ukrainian army. Speaking of support, let us also mention the latest information about the F-16 fighter jets to be delivered to the Ukrainian army forces. According to reports, the process of delivering the F-16 fighter jets in the use of the Dutch army to the Ukrainian armed forces has reached the final stage. It was announced by the Netherlands, and the 18 F-16 fighter jets will be delivered to the Ukrainian army in the first stage. Ukrainian Air Force Command spokesperson Yuri Igant made the following statements about the F-16 fighter jet. The first batch of the F-16 fighter jets for Ukraine will be replaced. The modernization is being carried out by the companies in Europe and the USA. What do you think? Do you think the problems with the drunken soldiers will grow? What are the problems in the Russian army lead to? How do you think F-16 fighter jets will contribute to the Ukrainian army? Can the Ukrainian army change the fate of the war with the F-16 fighter jets? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about all your comments.